the last couple days transporting manure. I was neglecting some of my work over here, so today I have all these manure piles over here that when the sun comes out and evaporates the moisture, I'll be able to tell which is aged and which is not, and I have to go ahead and transport it over to my Hugelkultur Banana pit where I'm going to be planting here shortly. But until then, I need to go ahead and catch up on some of my pruning of my banana pups and my banana plants. So let's go. Okay, I'm over by my banana pups. I'm just checking them out. That one's got 4. That one's got 4. Most of them look good. This one has 4. That one has 4. This one has 4. This one has 4. That one has 4. This one has 4. 4. Okay, so in order to have my banana plants shoot up a lot quicker so I can plant them, I'm going to go ahead and trim the ones that have 4 into 3s. So let's get at it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pair of scissors and just cut the bottom one off. This is a blue Java. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this. One, two, three. Okay, so real quick, I went down the whole row and I cut off the leaf and I just put it there for chop and drop. Now let me go in my front yard and see what I got over there. Okay, on my way to the banana plants, I just thought I'd make a pit stop. I put this fence around each plant that I plant to keep the deer from stripping down all the leaves, but some deer will push this in. And as you can see, they stripped off some of the ones that they could reach into over here to get to it. But I still have a lot left. Some of them are smart. They pushed that in, they moved the fence, so I just got to keep checking on it and move the fence back. I could probably stake it at the bottom, but hey, the deer need to eat a little bit too. I just don't want them to strip all the leaves off of the whole plant. A couple leaves on the outside of it is okay with me. Okay, over here by my Hugelkultur banana beds that I'm making, and as you can see, all my horse manure over here, I got some weeds coming up, which is predictable. I'm going to come over here and till the weeds under today, add some more manure, and then I'm going to take mulch, that mulch and fresh mulch, and put it on top of it. The mulch keep all this from growing up, and your plants love growing in it. So to be able to deal with manure that has some weeds coming up, to prevent weeds, use mulch on the top, and you're not going to have any weeds coming in from the bottom up, just airborne weeds from the top down, which are easy to pull out. Okay, I'm over here at my mature banana plants. And as you can see, there's pollinators working the blossoms over here. Now I think all the female banana blossoms already were on the bananas that are bunches right now, and those are only males left. But I'm going to leave it up there for a while until the blossom comes down and see if there's any more females that are produced. Because what happens is this. This right here are male blossoms. Male blossoms are just there to pollinate the female. So if these are not going to turn into bananas, they drop off the plant just like that. So only time will tell if any more of those up there are actually bananas. We'll find out here shortly. But anyways, here's a pup with bananas. There's a pup coming in on that. Right over here, if you look, that right there, that center stalk, is actually a blossom coming in to produce bananas. So within a few days, that's going to pop up, come out with blossoms, and they're going to turn into bananas, just like this one over here and that one over there. This one here is starting, and if you notice, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves on that. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it. Last time I trimmed it in my other video, I cut off a leaf and there was 4. That grew one more, and it told the banana plant, hey, it's time to produce bananas. Because the banana plant knows how many leaves grew up and came off of the plant, and it takes a certain amount for them to produce. So with that said, same thing with this one. There was 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go around to those over there and check out all my banana pups. I was just in here on that other video for an update, and as you can see, I got 2 pups on this one, and I trimmed those back. There's 2 pups on this. What do we got here? Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pups on that one. Got 1, 2 pups on that one. Got 1, 2, 3 pups on that. And this one here does not have any. There's 4 leaves. I'm going to cut one off. And this plant right here has got a brand new one just starting to break out of the ground. The tops are trimmed nicely. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. When they get bigger, I let them grow the 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. When that turns to 5, because of the size on them, I let them get to 5, and I remove 1 to make it 4. That will make it grow quicker, the base will get thicker, and it'll produce a blossom and have bananas long before it would if you just left all those leaves on there. Plus, the pups, when they get a little bigger, by removing all the pups but 1, you'll get more pups coming in. Now, I want pups because I'm transplanted them and producing more banana plants, and I'm going to go ahead and sell some pups as well. So it's really good for me to get pups, and I'll let the pup, if it's the only one on there, get as big as it wants to get, unless another one shoots out, because I always want to leave 1 pup on a fruit-bearing banana plant. So with that said, let me get on with today's work. Okay, just the other day I was in here and I trimmed up my eggplants. I'm going to do a little walking around right now and see if I can see how many are on there. If you can see, I got a good amount of eggplants coming in on my plants. These were basically cut back to the ground. You can kind of see there's eggplants that coming in. all over. Got some stink bugs on them. But all in all, there's a good amount of eggplants on them. I've been out here picking and cooking some up. These are green, so they're harder to see in there, but if you look, there's a good amount of eggplants growing. During the day, there's a lot of pollinators on here. If you look down in there, there's eggplants all the way back, all the way down, all the way around. So all in all, it was worth it to trim these back, and they got some new growth. A lot of these branches I got to go ahead and put some more supports on. They're getting too heavy over here. Same thing with those over there. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tie a string onto my trellis and put another T-post over there and put a string, and that will hold the taller branches that are going down. These here, if I fold these up, they're up over my head, so they're getting pretty tall right now. And I don't want to really top them, I just wanted to trim the sides. So anyways, I'm going to look and see how I could resolve that over here too. Back at you. Okay, I got my chip temperature gauge out. I'm going to come over here in the horse manure. Let's see how hot it is, because it's breaking down. Okay, this manure is 110. Okay, upwards of 120. Now this is far too hot to use as organic matter. So let's put it in this pile. You see, this pile's cooler. See, it's going down now. This is older manure. Still, it's 110, so this is too hot. So let's go over to a pile over here. It's probably still too hot, but let's see. Okay, a little better. This is under 100. Let's go ahead and see what this pile is. Okay, this one's a little cooler. About 95 and going down. Okay, let's check out this pile. Okay, this one's going up a little. Let's go over here to this manure and see what it is. Okay, this one's going down nicely. Going down to 1090. Okay, let's see this pile. Okay, that one's staying right at 90. And let's see this pile over here. Okay, this is at 85. And dropping a little bit. Okay, so the manure's at different stages of heat. So let me go over there to my garden and see what the compost in the garden is like, and then we'll go over to my banana beds and see what the manure is like. Okay, this is my garden bed. Let's see. Let's put this down in there and see where this goes. Okay, this is a little bit above 80 degrees. It's 85 degrees. Okay, so my garden compost is about 4 years old and it's 80 degrees. So my plants seem to like that temperature. So most of that horse manure over there is good to utilize right now. And we're in Florida. It's summertime right now, so 80, 85 degrees is a okay temperature, I suppose, for things to grow in it. Let's just go ahead and see what dirt is like. Okay, this is just Florida sand. Same thing. 85 degrees. Okay, so that's just Florida sand. Now here's some 2-year-old wood chips. Let's see what 2-year-old wood chips are. Okay, we're at 95 right now. Okay, about 100 degrees just about. Okay, so that's 2-year-old wood chips right there. So as you can see, everything's in different various stages of breaking down. So, but we're in Florida, so most of the compost and chips that are usable right now is right up about where the temperature's been. We're in the 90s, and that's basically what my soil's like. So let's come over here to some horse manure that I put in the ground a couple weeks ago. This is where my Hugelkultur banana plants are going to be. Okay, this is at 90 degrees. Okay, so as you can see, that's composted really, really good. So this is the sand that I took out of where the horse manure is for the Hugelkultur banana beds right now, and that's at 90, 85, 90 degrees, 85. Okay, so there you have it. Just about all of my soil, whether it's the sandy soil that's just natural over here, it's all about the same temperature. So I'm going over here to some established banana plants that I had planted, and they're fruiting right now, giving off bananas, giving off bananas, and giving off bananas. Let's just go ahead and see. Look how easy that goes in. That's all good compost in the ground here. We're at 80 See, the mulch and the water and the chips are keeping it. It's between, okay, it's 85 degrees. There you go. So in Florida, right now, 85 degrees is a good temperature to be utilizing all around. Whether it be sandy soil, whether it be wood chips, whether it be compost or horse manure. So I'm confident right now that by me taking some of that horse manure and putting it over where I'm going to be planting banana plants, it's suitable temperature to be growing in. So let me put this away. So anyway, I think that was a good test so you can kind of see what the temperatures would be to be safe for planting. So back at you. Okay, so what I'm doing here this morning is I'm taking bucket loads of my manure that I just got last week, and this is a 1 yard bucket. I went ahead and tilled this area under, and I'm putting all this manure down. I'm going to level it out, and then I'm going to plant Hugelkultur banana plants. You can see right over here is how smooth it is with the tiller. I went ahead and tilled under the weeds, and from here on in you can tell there's 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards, 8 yards, 9 yards, 10 yards, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 yards, and I probably have another 10 more to go over there. It's a lot of horse manure. And once I'm done and level it out, I'm going to go ahead and take these wood chips that I cut, and I'm going to dig a hole, and I'm going to put the wood chips, logs, on the bottom of it, and then put mulch chips on top of that, and then backfill it with horse manure compost, put my banana plant in, and then cover it up with top mulch to keep the moisture in. And that's going to be my Hugelkultur banana plants. So with that said, let me get back to work. Okay, so I went ahead and finished putting the manure all the way around, stacked up about 2 feet or so. Now I got to go around with some manual labor and take out any string like this that the bales of hay come in. That way it doesn't get tangled up in my tiller, and also, you know, you don't want it growing there. So basically that's what I'm going to do, is I'm going to go around and do that, and then I'll show you how much string I got out. Okay, so I finished raking, and I went ahead and finished tilling, and as you can see, it's nice and level now, and look how high that is above the dirt. So it's 2.5 feet in the ground, a foot above the ground, so that's about 3 foot of horse manure compost, give or take a little bit. And this is what it looks like. This is going to be the start of my Hugelkultur banana plants. Now, I got to get my rake, and I'm going to contour that up and contour this up a little bit and smooth it out so I could go ahead and start planting some banana plants. So with that said, let me get cracking over here. Okay, cooler weather can't come soon enough. It is hot, especially doing manual labor. Okay, so I went ahead and curved in the sides and pulled some away from the mulch. Now I'm going to go ahead and take my bucket and come out like this and level it, and then that way, and repeat a couple times, and eventually I'll have it done. Back at you. I went ahead and took the tractor, and you can see my tractor tire tracks. I went all the way around, back and forth a bunch of times. That tractor is heavy, it's compacted really good. Now I'm going to till it under one more time and level it out, and then I should be done and ready to rake and then plant. So let me get cracking. Okay, using the tiller of the tractor, look how level I got it. That's all nice and fluffed up and level all the way around, just like that. So now all I got to do is rake the inside out and the outside in, get it contoured, put my markers down, and then I'm going to go ahead and start digging some beds and building some Hugelkultur banana beds. But anyway, you get the point. Here it is. Now I got these two markers right here because there's a water pipe down there and I want to permanently mark those. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and do what I got to do, and I'll be back at you. Okay, as you can see, I'm sweating up a storm, and I went ahead and hand raked that. 90 something degrees out, and I'm going to stand in the shade here for a minute. So pretty much I just wanted that semi-level, because when I dig a hole and remove it and put the log down there with the chips, there's going to be more out, and each banana plant will be on a little hump, and I'll spread it around the best I could. And the end result is when I put the mulch over it, that's going to turn into compost over time, which will be good rich soil, and that in itself will go ahead and contour it and level it out. And then I'm going to go ahead and put in irrigation, drip, and it's going to be drip irrigation to each one of my banana plants. But anyways, right now, it's just way too hot out for me to continue. So, back at you.